What's going on, everybody? Spicy. So this thing been sliding down, but I just came real fast. Last night I went live. Yesterday I went live with Ira Leonard, and it was nice. It was interesting. It was fun. Glad we got to share ideas and topics. I enjoyed doing that. We talked about some things. One of the things that I noticed is systemic racism, and these topics are hot topics. They topics people don't want to really talk about, and I can understand because why they don't want to talk about racism. A lot of times is because they have racist ideas and theories, and they act out this way. And when I look in my neighborhood, I don't live in the suburbs. I don't live in a ghetto either, but I live in the hood. I live in the city. Um, I've always been somebody that work. You're never going to put me in a box and tell me, you can never point your finger at me and say that I relied on welfare. But I know that people who have those ideologies and those theories about black people tend to think that majority of us are on welfare. This is not true. So I want to share with y'all some history, because what I also find, and don't be ashamed, there's a lot of history that we didn't know. A lot of us came up when we were in school and things like that. We had civics, we had U.S. history, we had American history. A lot of every grade you had history, social studies. So with that being said, majority of us was not taught the things that we should have been taught about Black America. They withheld educating us about Black America. Systemic racism. Keep them ignorant. Deprive them of knowing the truth. Maybe if we knew the truth, we would do better. If I knew about Black Wall Street, there I would have had a whole different outcome if I knew about Black Wall Street and how my people actually had a whole town that they were rich and wealthy and first class citizens, that my people, was a catalyst of business entrepreneurs, doctors, lawyers. Because nowadays, I'm going to be honest and you're going to be honest. You don't really look at your people, Black people, as the best doctors, the best lawyers. I don't know, now I do, but because of them depriving us of education where we needed it the most in school, when you are young, you are vulnerable. When you are vulnerable, you are open. And when you are open, you can receive information. You can process information easier when you sitting in class and you are being, I don't want to say brainwashed, but trained. This is what happens. Well, unless you're class clowning and you got ADHD and you don't want to focus or you can't focus. But for those that really apply themselves in school, for those that look forward to going to class to learn, or just had to do what you had to do so you can get out, you were not told these things. And I'm very upset about that this morning. It's like every day I'm on live, it's something I'm upset about. It's not much I can tell you that brings you good news nowadays. I will, but this is not the time. Like, I look back and I look at me in school and how I was so eager to learn history. Why didn't y'all teach me about Black Wall Street? Why y'all didn't teach me about Juneteenth? Why didn't you significantly press the issue so I can honor the people who I came from? Why do I have this bad view of my people like that? And then you want to call us what? Ghetto? No. No. We're not ghetto. We only as good as we were allowed to learn in that sense. We're not ghetto people. We are people that was deprived of good education. So I'm kind of glad, that I am very glad that I learned what Black Wall Street in Tulsa, Oklahoma stood for. They tore everything down. They burned everything down over a girl, a little white girl that lied on a Black boy. And this is what I see today. And I'm going to just kick it real today. I'm not going to sugarcoat and I'm not going to be that nice because this is facts. This is not for you to hate anybody. But facts and real is facts and real, honey. I don't live in delusion, so I'm going to keep it real. This was a white girl that lied on another black boy. Ended up tearing down the whole Black Wall Street in Tulsa, Oklahoma over a liar. But today, what do you have? You athletes. The first thing y'all do is leave us black sisters and you go get you a what? You go get you a what? You get you a white girl or you get you a Latina, most of y'all. These are the same ones, not Latina, but I'm saying back in them times, when we look at Emmett Till, we look at the white woman that lied on Emmett Till, that caused him torture, torment, and death. Caused everybody hell. Everybody hell. How can you call a human being 3/5 of a human being when they got love, when they have love for people, mercy for people? We still let that woman live today. We didn't murder her. We could have took her, tied a rope around her neck, and we could have hung her. We could have lit fire under her eyeballs. We could have ripped her tongue out of her mouth like they did Emmett Till. But she lived to be what, past 90? But we are 3/5 of a human being. But look what you did to Emmett Till. Is that the acts of a human to torture a man? Is that the acts of love? No, it's the acts of hate. It's the acts of the devil. The devil. Okay, so I'm gonna share y'all this history in case you don't know. Don't feel ashamed because I didn't know, because they deprived us. And if they did bring it up, they didn't focus in on it because it's not important for them. They didn't want you to know about your history. So let me just check it out. Hopefully this works. Yesterday it was acting up. Yeah, I'm a little touched today, of course. Hold on, let me find it real quick. And everybody that's in the chat, I can't see it yet, but thanks for coming. I just gotta share. You know, we deserve better. We deserve better. We deserve better. I don't know what the. Okay, I told myself I'm gonna try to stop cussing. Okay, I don't know what you think is good about owning a human being, but you're 3/5 of a human being, if that, to want to own another whole human, to think that, what are you fighting for? What does that Confederate flag mean? They wanted to fight to continue to own us, and that's why I can't stand Trump, because he is about the Confederate flag. He does not want to rename those Confederate generals and whoever, those army bases that are named after Confederate people, generals and majors or whoever they was. And I think that if you know, okay, it's gonna start playing. 1 second, y'all. If only they wouldn't have burned down Black Wall Street. Do you know how that would have affected every black person in every state? If we had, you know, that wealthy place we could look at, we would, you know, there would be businesses and owners, black owners everywhere. I think that we didn't heal. They didn't pay them back. They did not pay them back over a lie. They wanted to kill us. They wanted to hurt us. They was jealous then, and they're jealous now. And the ones that are not, the ones that are, their harder is out. You know, I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about the majority. The majority. You know. Oh, all right, y'all. It's a quick video, so let's see it.
After unarmed father Terrence Crutcher was shot and killed by police, hundreds protested here in Tulsa. What many didn't know is that nearly 100 years ago, on these very streets on which they were marching, hundreds of African Americans were killed in one of the darkest chapters of Tulsa's and America's history. A lot of folks around here used to whisper about it over the decades, but nobody, black nor white, wanted to talk about it. And that history was being forgotten. Before it happened, Tulsa was the scene of a thriving, wealthy black community.
Black Wall Street was the most prosperous Black-owned business district in 1921.
This was Black Wall Street. There were hundreds of Black owned businesses, everything from banks to pharmacies to the doctor's office. And Black folks were making really good money. There were even two movie theaters, all Black owned and operated. Segregation was in full effect. We heard that there was a gentleman who owned a plane. Is that true?
Simon Barry was a pilot and owned his own plane.
Black folks were rich here, basically. They lived very good lives.
Many of them, yes, yes, which caused some envy and anger among white people who commented, how dare those Negroes have a grand piano in their house and I don't have a piano in my house.
1921 rolls around. What happens?
Some type of confrontation between blacks and whites was inevitable because of the racial climate at that time, because of the presence of the Ku Klux Klan in almost every aspect of our society. But on this particular day, May 31st, 1921, a young black male named Dick Rowland, who worked as a shoe shine boy in downtown Tulsa, went into the Drexel building where he had been given permission to get water and use the restroom. There was a young white girl named Sarah Page who was an elevator operator. And Dick Rowland every day would go into the elevator with Sarah Page. On this particular day, after the elevator doors closed and Sarah Page and Dick Rowland were alone in the elevator, a few moments later, there was a scream. The elevator doors opened. Dick Rowland ran and was later arrested, and Sarah Page initially claimed that she had been assaulted.
Brown says Page never pressed charges, but authorities did, and the damage was done. By the end of the day, the rumor mill said Page had been raped.
As word spread, angry whites were determined that they were going to take matters into their own hands.
A large crowd of white residents gathered at the courthouse. They demanded Dick Rowland be lynched. How did the Black community respond to that demand to lynch this young man?
They were willing to risk their lives. They knew that they would be risking their lives to help defend Dick Rowland. And thousands of whites gathered in front of the courthouse. A white man approached a black man with a gun. He said, "What are you going to do with that gun?" He said, "I'm going to use it if I have to."
The two men argued. There was a struggle over the gun. It fired. The white resident was shot. All hell broke loose.
Blacks retreated to the Greenwood district where they set up a barrier at the railroad tracks and were able for a short time to keep whites from invading their community. But because they were so outnumbered and outgunned, whites eventually broke through the railroad tracks and invaded what was home to Black Wall Street, the Greenwood district.
This was the result. 35 city blocks of the Black neighborhood burned to the ground. Historical photos show Black residents shot dead in the streets. The historical account is that at least 300 people were killed.
There were children that were here that had been armed by their parents, that had been told that they could come down to Greenwood and shoot and kill an innocent person.
Do you understand? Children was allowed to shoot and kill black people, but you think that this is normal, right? For you to have your child shoot another person. But your mother, okay, your cops, they come in, and every time we call a goddamn cop, why do they always have to be white? Why are they in our neighborhoods if they don't think nothing of us? Why are they bringing them to our neighborhoods? Because it's a systemic problem.
The same people that we grew up with in our communities, that were a part of our society.
How many Black people lost their lives?
There's really no way of knowing exactly how many people lost their lives, potentially thousands of innocent men, women, and children.
What is worse, survivors say they remember death not just in the streets, but raining down from the sky.
Many of our race riot survivors have commented that they remembered seeing planes flying overhead, dropping bombs.
Now, that's an act of pure jealousy. So they gonna tell you that this is about you're not human. No, you know it's damn well I'm all human. You know damn well that you can't be human, and you know damn well that you can't shake the feeling that you want to murder somebody. So you point your crusty finger at the next person. You're jealous. All that was jealous to take and bomb a whole community. We minded our business. Why you always in our business? Why you always in my face? You know, why they had to be over there in their faces? They had their own town, own wealth, own economy. And I'm telling you, had they not did that, or had we had more people at that time, many people all over the world today, many Black Americans would have plenty of Black Wall Streets. But I think we really never healed. I think that they never paid us for what they did. This video is kind of long. I'm not even going to finish the video, as a matter of fact, because it's long. It's not that long, but they never paid us back. They never paid them back. They said that there was like over $2 million plus of insurance claims they took out, and the law was that if it was a riot, then there is a what did you call it, when it's a limit, when you have a certain amount of time to go for a case. Statutes of limitations. There were statutes of limitations for riots, but there wasn't any statutes of limitations for like war or something like that, a massacre. So what the white people did at that time, not even quote, what they did at that time was they labeled it as a riot. Systemic racism. Again, it's a system of racism. They create these laws for us to always fail. So Black people, you not ghetto. Black people, you not the bottom. Black people, you not dirty. You're not 3/5 of a human, and they know that. They created the system to work against you, period. So with them creating that saying that it was a riot, that stopped them from being able to get their insurance claims. These were wealthy Black American people, doctors, FBI agents. They had detectives. They had dental hygienists in the area. They had their own corporations, their own businesses flourishing. And here they come with their lying little asses, okay? And the little girl, Sarah, the little white girl, Sarah, lied on the Black boy, which I wish he would have never just went in the building, but wish woulda, couldas, and shoulda nots. But that happened. They would always let him in, is what the story said. They would let him in to use the restroom and get some water. So they must have had a good rapport for them to let him in. They might have had a little mutual respect at that time. Everybody white is not bad. Some people do have a heart, but because of that lie, they took everything. The fact that Trump even want to do a rally there, the fact that he even think to do a rally there, Candace Owens, I should slap you across your face. Like, this is a slap across the face. Senator Mitchell, in 2019, last year, he denied to give any reparations, and he tried to throw in Obama and say Obama is the son of a slave. We're saying that he was the son of a slave owner. Senator Mitchell said he was, and then he says just as Obama. So you try to manipulate. That's what you do. You don't bring me on your level when it's convenient for you. Any other time you tear me down and you have no respect. But when it's convenient for you, you'll use me. And that's what they do today. And the message today is, you see Black Lives Matter, you see the protesters, and you see the mixture of protesters. But let's not lose sight. My mom said something to me. I didn't get what she was saying to me before. She mentioned that she see a lot of white people in all these mixtures, Asians and in mixtures that's now protesting with us. Why are they and I didn't get it then. I was like, well, you know what? That's the diversity. That's good. And it is good. But at the same time, there's a lot of fakes too. That's just trying to get photo ops and to look good. And that's the thing. That's the thing. That girl that was caught holding a tool as if she was doing construction, that was fake. That was fake. So everybody in there ain't good and don't have. There's a lot of them that's burning buildings, torching buildings, and we taking the heat for it. They want to blame us because they want to blame us. But my thing is, I'm just very very disgusted, because this type of history was not taught to us. We didn't know I didn't know Juneteenth was an actual day. We celebrate every other day. We have those holidays. Why don't we have that day as a special day? Why are we celebrating 4th of July when we should be celebrating? Black people should be celebrating. Every black born body should know about June 19th, the day that slavery was done legally. But do you understand, before I go, that when you talking about Trump, somebody that is a Confederate, he is the son of racists. The man is a racist, period. Okay? When did you see him go actually show any type of humanity towards George Floyd? As a matter of fact, this is what he said about George Floyd. Let me show you this. I couldn't show you yesterday because something was going on my computer. But this is what he said. See that? Mouth is so dry. The beautiful Candace Owens was attacked for saying George Floyd was not a good person, which is true. Mr. Floyd was a menace to the public. Some say the officers did a society a favor. Oh, who's some? You and your people, your racist people, say that officer putting his motherfucking knee on this black man. No, forget that. This man's neck until he died. That was a service. This is did a society a favor. So that was doing society a favor to choke a man out, kill a man. That's a favor to no, bitch. That is a favor to you racist, prejudice, hateful motherfucker. Okay, I said I wasn't going to do it, but it's And people tell me, I see y'all in the comments too, some of you. You telling me to love. You telling me, don't wish evil on people. But understand this, okay? I believe in the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. But I ain't never been the type that's a weak back. I never been a lame. I ain't never been a doormat either. I know what God can do. And I told my testimony about my neighbor that was tormenting me and my mother. And how I used to call on the Lord and I commanded, put his leg through that wall. Let his leg, he want to stump on my wall. Let his leg fall through that wall. Okay, when I was saying that, I had somebody say yesterday, don't wish evil. Honey, that's not wishing evil. He is evil. He is evil. It's not wishing evil. It's actually giving him an applause. Just what you want. You are evil when you would torment somebody. When you would say something like that choking a man to death, suffocating a man, cutting his airway off, had 4 men on him, holding him down is a service, is a favor to society. This is a man that's leading a country. And y'all say what? He's supposed to it's not supposed to be I heard him mention his people that he don't have to it's not a personality contest or something like that. He's a businessman and not a personality. Look, you leading people. You gotta like them. Make sure this on. You have to like people if you are a leader of people. You can't not like a group of people and you the leader of them. You the president. But this is what you say. But check this out, Candace. And Miss Candace is black. She knows her own kind very well. I thought that was disrespectful to her. She knows her own kind very well. Right after you say, some say the officer did society a favor. He is a menace. So that's her own kind of menace. Okay? That's her. She's a part of that. So if you, so he's calling you a menace, Candace. He's calling you, is this something like this happened to you? You think he likes you, but he really don't give a damn and thinks that would be a favor to society. See, honey, turn from him today and see how fast he changed his opinion of you. his vocal opinion of you. Okay? People like him, if you black, you got to kiss up to him, and you kind of got to turn your back on your own people, you know, and that's fake and that's fraud. So you see what I said over here, witch, because that's how he spelled witch, like he's a witch. Yes, he's a witch. He and Candace are witches, evil, antichrist, demons. This low IQ punk can't even spell. You know why I said that? Because he always referred to black people in Congress, Maxine Waters, as having a low IQ, you know, sons of bees, which is a disrespect to the LeBron James mother, son of a bitch. So yeah. And in my closing, because I'm out. But yeah, that was disrespectful. This is how he always felt about George Floyd. This is why he couldn't bring himself out to say anything good about George Floyd, because he felt that from day one. He was waiting for another black person to say that about George Floyd. He could not wait to be able to talk down on this man. Okay, but we're dealing with a generation now where people respect the differences. I'm black, you're white. I like what you got. You like what I got, and we strengthen each other. And we don't even have to like each other, but we can respect each other, and we can live together, and we can like each other. So people like Trump, he's still stuck in the racial ways. It just is what it is. And I can't wait for the day when he's shown something. And they didn't like what I said. People didn't like what I said about him either. They didn't like what I said, that he will fall in hell and burn for eternity. I don't care if you don't like it. Okay? You got to understand that if you live like that, if you continue to increase in evil, that's where you're going. You're going to make your way, make your bed in hell for eternity. Okay? That's the facts. And you don't got to believe it, you know? And that goes for anybody that can make their way there. So I'm not saying anything wrong by saying he will slip and fall in hell, and that I've been here for 38 years and I had ups and downs in my life. And right now is a bad time because the cops are mostly they're mostly white killing black. That's obvious. That's an obvious crime we're dealing with right now. It's an obvious systemic problem of racism we're dealing with right now. Why is all these cases always white cops killing black men? It's always there was some incidents. What you can probably count. The retired police officer Sergeant Dorn, who was killed by a black boy, which I could have, which was very, very stupid. Okay, very, very stupid, because that's another thing that we need to stop doing. That we need to stop giving them the right to say you kill each other. We need to stop giving them that. Stop hurting one another. Okay, we need to stop fighting against one another. Indians, Arabians, Iraqians, all of y'all that's coming up in our areas, which is stores, and everybody listening, whenever you're listening, you know, if you see them in your neighborhood, they better respect you and they better like you. Okay, they better like you because they coming up in your neighborhood. I went to the store today and there was a Indian guy. Usually the people there are nice. His spirit, I detected something else. And then he charged me these Motrin. I was going to buy 4 packs. He gonna tell me they're $1.50. Any other time they're $1. And then he had this edge about him. Okay, so I said, no, you can take the Motrin off. And then his respect changed. Okay, because you got to start talking to them like when you got to start sensing it out. You don't have to be smart mouth, but you come on their level. You let them see that you're not going to come in my neighborhood. No, you're not. You need to talk to everybody in your neighborhood, all of them, with whoever you can get to. Let them know, look, we're not going to keep supporting these businesses if they come up in here disrespecting us and they don't have us like they claim. We're not going to keep providing business and making them rich. You know, start teaching your family members about what they did in Tulsa, Oklahoma. Because I didn't know that. All the history I had. I am so damn mad. All the history I had, I'm learning all these other things, but I'm not learning about my own. I'm not knowing my own. Why did y'all deprive of us of that? Why don't y'all want us to know? Because you got the jealous problem. You got the envious problem. It's easy for you to point the finger and say dirty, black, ugly, monkey. It's easy because really you see the beauty. You see the differences. That's right. We got thick lips. That's right. We got big behinds. Okay? Some of us. That's right. And they downed that for a long time. They downed that. And they lifted up boniness and starving yourselves. We don't do that. Okay? But now they get surgery. Now they look like gorillas and stuff with their lips fillers, and Kylie Jenner done changed her whole face. Y'all be respecting that mess. I never respected that. Never. Deal with the problem. You got self-esteem issues, sweetie. You need to fix that. Money can't buy that. You got to fix that issue in your head. Feeling like you ugly. Like you have to change your whole body, and then all of a sudden you on Instagram, you an Instagram model and people falling for it. Y'all got to stop. Y'all got to stop. Because I never fell for it. You won't never hear me praising no Kylie Jenner. I'm not praising you, honey. You need to sit down and be taught something. You need to be taught self-esteem. Love yourself. Okay, I can see fixing some things, but you fixed your whole face to look like Kim. You try to switch it all up, and I don't respect that. You change your whole body. I don't respect that. I don't respect it. You need help, because what you do, all these weak-minded, black deprived girls, we are deprived of the information. It's not our fault. But now we have a responsibility to learn it. That's all. But all these girls on Instagram, I see them and I get so turned off by it. They are just on Instagram. All they do during throughout the pandemic, this massacre we dealing with, all they're doing is posting up them twerking their ass and sticking their heinies at you. That's what they do. Like, that's all you do? That's all you're good for? You're not good for anything else but sticking your behind at somebody, putting on a thong? That's all your value is? That's all you worth? I don't want to see it every time. Somebody made a comment that that it's over with, that it's overrated. I don't know which rapper said that, but I agree. Now, is it ever going to end? No. But I agree. Every time. Thank you, Whole School. And thanks, Tone G. I see y'all, Lorenzo, Angelique, and I love that name. It's just ridiculous. It's just ridiculous to see that most of them are, let them do that. Why are you showing, I like Megan Thee Stallion, but I don't want to see her ass every time I look at her. I want to hear your skills if you're a rapper. Why are you prostituting yourself? I just think you could do what you want. You're grown. Personally, I don't understand why you devalue yourself. Don't you know that men don't marry them? They don't choose them. That's not what they might choose to sleep with you because you're trying to seduce them. You're trying to seduce them, but that's not the overall goal. But you're making that goal. But it's people like Kylie Jenner. It's people like Pinky the porn star. It's them. Kim Kardashian too. They start up this Instagram thing, and now everybody wants to be an Instagram model and find them a rapper that they can later on sue for sexual assault. That's what I'm saying. People, Emmett Till was lied on by a white little girl who said that he winked at her. She later on, because we so damn nice, we ain't take her ass out. She lived over 90 years of her life and came out and said, I lied. And I just want to make this peace before I leave this earth. Because when I had this is me, when I had to stand before God and he says, you straight to hell. You gone. I don't know you. Depart from me. Get her out of my presence. Get out of my sight. Okay, you think I didn't hear you back when Emmett Till was screaming his agony? You think I didn't care? You grieved me. You depart. So she wanted to make her peace before she left this earth and say that she lied. That still ain't enough. That's not enough. Because what she did was she took away somebody's son, somebody's brother, somebody's uncle. She took away somebody's grandson. She took away part of our confidence as Black people. It every time they did something, every time they do something, it makes us angry. And when you angry, you can't receive love. You know what I'm trying to say? When you training in your job, if you're not paying attention, if you feel negative, you know you're not going to learn that stuff. It's not going to process. It only processes when your heart is open and when you're at a positive state of mind and when you are relaxed. Then you can remember these things. Now you can focus, concentrate, all that. But when you upset in everything, that frequency, the negative frequency, what the hell are you going to learn? And what's going to stick? Nothing. So they kept us angry for years. And they still doing it because I'm angry right now. They just did it. And this Trump, he's going to hell. Oh, trust, he's going to burn forever. Okay? I'm talking about forever. And if y'all don't like what I'm saying, then I don't know what to tell you. It is what it is. It is what it is. The man ain't going to heaven. The man ain't going with God in the glory. He does not, he still, if you refuse to change your evil ways, then you are pure evil and you are not going to have the good. You might have the things. There is a scripture that talks about the rich man and Lazarus. Lazarus would beg by the gate. Lazarus, he was sick. And he just asked, can I just get a piece of the crumb that fall off the master's table? Don't you know the rich man turned him away every time? One day the rich man died and he woke up and he was in hell and he was burning and he asked, God let him see Lazarus. Lazarus was with Abraham, the father, the richest ever. And he asked for just a touch of water that fell off his daggone cup. Okay. So all this glory, have fun, be rich, think that you can point your finger and call Black people because we're poorer than you, because we have been deprived for so long, because the laws have been built and established against us. They don't work for us because it's easy to say it was a riot. That way you don't have to pay them back. It's easy to say, I will give y'all stimulus checks, but I'm gonna hell if I give you a reparation. Because then I have to pay all of you niggas. Yeah, we all are ancestors of slaves. Trust me, most of us, I don't know why we wouldn't be. I don't know why we wouldn't be, you know? And that's just my opinion. It's not facts. But that the reparations are not coming because they don't want you to have. But the point is that the very rich man, the very one that has the material, the biggest house, you live in the suburbs, you look down on people. One day you're going to wake up and you're going to be asking the very one that you look down on. You're going to ask if I can just get a drip of, dip your finger in that cup of ice water. Just put it on my tongue and you won't get it. You won't get it. It'd be too late. So this 38 years we have of suffering. I'm 38. These years and days that you see when you're hurting, when you see George Floyd, and it troubles your spirit. It breaks your heart because he can't come back, because his life is over, because somebody ended it. No one helped him that could help him. And you have a Trump telling you that was a favor to society. Everything that we suffered here, you can't start hating. You don't have to. Because there is eternity somewhere else. So they're going to live and there ain't going to be a time limit on the pain and the suffering and the torment and the torture. Okay. There's going to be a time. Mark my words. Okay. So don't fear. God has not failed anybody. This whole thing, what has it done? It's exposed what we did not know. We didn't know it was as much brutality. We didn't know that people were suffering like George Floyd. That was a representation that there are so many other Black people that's being tortured and murdered right here. I watched a video of a Black man in a prison. And I wonder, why are there no Black correctional officers? I'm looking at all these white correctional officers on this video. The man was begging for water. He was dying. And he couldn't, I don't know if he couldn't breathe. He asked and asked and asked. They threw him on the ground, roughed him up, picked him up, threw him in a shower, and claimed that he was resisting and being defiant. The man died. These people are not human. These people are not human. Human has love like God. Human cares like God, has attributes like God. Humans give. Humans have mercy like God. You can never tell me that these people are like God. And since God says, I make man in my image, then what are you? What are you? For you to tell me, Trump, that was a favor to society, what they did to George Floyd? For y'all to sit up there and back that man up, all of y'all need to fall with him unless you change your ways. You need to trip and slip and fall in hell, because I'm not here for it. Okay, so don't leave me no comment, please, telling me to have mercy on these types of peoples, because we all are granted a measure of faith. He made it fair for us all. You can't say I didn't get my portion, because he gave us all a measure. He gave us all mercy. He commanded us all the same commandments. Now, America makes their own rules. America created laws against Black America. America, they want to own a whole human being, like put a chain around their neck and walk them like a dog. How sadistic. America wants to keep Confederacy up there because they believed in keeping slaves. And Kanye West said that what he said, we snapped. Okay. But I understood a bit what he was saying. Now, I'm not going to give him that for when I'm talking about today. If you apply that to today, not yesterday. Okay, because there was absolutely no choice for what they had to go through. There was absolutely nothing they could do. They was outnumbered, outgunned. They didn't speak English because they were from Africa. You know, they were just, there was no chance. We can't today. We have a choice. We will not allow this to them to enslave us. We will not allow them to say Black kill Black people. We will stop killing one another. Okay. We will not allow them to say we have a low IQ. We will apply ourselves, teach your kids to apply themselves to study, teach them how to study, find interests, want to know what you open that book up. You have to want to know. You have to want to learn. And then you can learn that way. You can receive it that way. Teach your kids, teach your loved ones, teach whoever, because we refuse to accept what they're telling us. That worked then because they had no choice. Okay, we got a choice today. We have a choice today. Stop killing each other. Stop getting so damn mad at each other and frustrated with each other. Okay? And then with the girls lying on the men that saying they raped me. So you don't give a damn about if they kill him. You don't give a damn about if he has to go to prison and get raped. You don't give a damn about taking his children's money out of her food, out of her mouth, if you lying on a man about sexual assault. Damn your ass. Damn your ass. I hate a liar. I hate a lying tongue. God does too. To lie on somebody and say they raped you, say they touched you, that's the worst thing. That's the worst thing. But as your example, Black men, you need to know that it was a white girl that lied on Emmett Till. Little Sarah, she lied and got the whole Black Wall Street burned down. And she told them that was a lie. And they still wanted to kill them. They wanted to take everything they had. See, people want to take what you got. They want a reason. Don't give them one. On that note, thank y'all for listening. I love you. And I will be back, I'm sure. God bless. Peace.